Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Acupuncture is My Life show. Now, on today's episode, I would like to discuss the vital substances of the human body and how important they are to an acupuncturist in putting together a treatment protocol to treat patients. Now, the vital substances to an acupuncturist within the human body are your chi, your blood, your essence, your body fluids, and also your mind. You see, an acupuncturist views the functions of the body and mind as a result of interacting between certain vital substances within the body, which again are your chi, your blood, and your essence, as well as your body fluids. Okay? So let's say an acupuncturist philosophically views the body and mind not as a mechanism, which is how it's viewed in Western medicine, but it views the body and mind as a vortex of chi, which manifests itself in various ways, interacting with each other to form the human organism. Okay? But first, let's gain a basic, or rather general, understanding as to what chi is. And first, I want to start by looking at it from a philosophical perspective. You see, chi is considered both material as well as immaterial. Now, you have in the past many philosophers that termed chi to be considered as a form of energy or material force or vital force, or some form of moving power, and so on. Okay? There are several ways that chi can be viewed. Okay? But remember, chi can be considered both material as well as immaterial. Now, let's give an exact definition to chi. To ask or to attempt to do that is impossible, okay? Because attempting to do that with something that is both material and immaterial is very difficult because of its versatile nature and the fact that it can assume different manifestations and be different things under different circumstances. And I'm going to get deeper into that. Okay? Because as an acupuncturist, I tend to term chi as energy due to the fact that chi expresses the continuum of matter as well as energy. Now, when it comes to acupuncture, I tend to emphasize the relationship between a human organism and its environment as part of determining the cause of a particular disorder, its diagnosis, as well as its treatment protocol. Now, when I say this, okay, environments, or the environment in which you exist in, affects how you manifest as a human organism. Okay, and it also determines the types of disorders in which you're susceptible to. Okay, let's just, for example, you can be an individual that lives in a hot climate year round. So you're more prone to experiencing heat patterns and dryness. Dryness in the form of, let's say, dehydration, or becoming dehydrated much easier than a person that lives in a cold environment. And this is how your environment plays a part in disorders that you're faced with. How much does your environment tax the human organism over and over and over with being exposed to heat, for instance? You have individuals that live in damp climates. Okay? A damp climate causes a lot of stagnation, a lot of heaviness. Again, it's your environment that determines the integrity of the disorder in which you're faced with. Okay? Now, with regard to chi, an acupuncturist understands that chi is a form of energy which manifests on the physical, mental, as well as spiritual level. An acupuncturist also understands that there are many different types of chi that affect the body as well as the mind. But here's the catch. There's just ultimately one chi simply manifesting itself in different forms that makes each and every one of us unique. Okay? Now, chi within the body takes on several forms. Okay? You have chi that's derived from food, which I'll use the term postnatal chi, which comes from the spleen and stomach. That's the core of your body. Okay? To an acupuncturist. Now, postnatal chi is sort of like the umbrella term for all chi that's made after that. Let's say your zheng chi, which represents your immune system. Your wei chi is the protective chi that's at the surface of your body. It traverses the skin. Your yin chi, which is your nutritive chi, which is responsible for nourishing you via the organs. So there's different forms of chi that are created from one chi, that being, as an example, postnatal chi, that's derived from the spleen and the stomach. And in future episodes and with time, you'll get all of this. You'll get a better understanding, as I brush over it and I begin to talk about disorders and diseases in future episodes, and then begin to become specific with regard to the different types of chi. You'll then be able to put it all together. Okay? Because as a licensed, board-certified doctor of acupuncture, it's my job to be able to distinguish between the different types of chi and then explain it to my patients. Because these different types of chi that are derived from postnatal chi, which is created by the stomach and spleen, also traverse the organs, your yin organs and your yang organs. Your yin organs being, let's say, your lung, spleen, heart, kidney, and liver. And then you have your yang organs being your stomach, large intestine, small intestine, bladder, and gallbladder. Each of these organs that represent certain meridian pathways throughout the body have chi, a form of energy that traverses it, and it's responsible for a variation of functions that are unique to the other meridians that traverse the body. So each of these organs, let's take for instance the heart. There's heart chi. The stomach, there's stomach chi. See, because the heart to an acupuncturist governs blood circulation, the blood vessels, and so forth and so on. An acupuncturist can tell the state of a person's heart chi just by touching their pulse. And the integrity of their pulse would determine their heart chi. That's just an example. You can become deficient in, let's say, spleen chi, which is one of the yin organs. And you'll start to experience things such as loose stools, poor appetite, and so forth. You could become deficient in lung chi, and you'll experience shortness of breath, incessant coughing. And again, I will expand and get into these areas in future episodes. This is why it's important to stay tuned to acupuncture and follow each episode so you can get an understanding of acupuncture and how beneficial it is to the body and how in tune with nature it is. Now, the next vital substance is essence, which is a refined substance that's derived from both chi as well as blood. Now, it takes the body a considerable amount of time to create essence, because essence is seen as a precious substance that an individual should cherish and guard. Okay? Now, some of you may be wondering, like, what is essence? Essence is like the equivalent of, let's say, male sperm, women's breast milk, cerebral spinal fluid, and so forth. And these fluids should not be abused or wasted, because if you ever notice after you breastfeed or after you engage in sexual intercourse or even lose cerebral spinal fluid, the body is negatively impacted or requires rest just to replenish what was lost. That's your essence. There are 3 types of essence. The first one is considered pre-heaven essence. Now, this type of essence is basically derived from your parents. It's the result of combining sexual energies of, let's say, man and woman to create new life. That's your pre-heaven essence. Okay? Then there's your post-heaven essence, which is the type of essence that is refined and extracted from the foods and fluids in which you ingest by the spleen and stomach after birth. Okay? Now, going back to essence and why you should guard it and its equivalent. Another example, and I'm tying this to post-heaven essence being extracted from the foods and fluids in which you ingest. You can drink a lot of water. Water doesn't become or considered body fluid or plasma or part of plasma in your blood until after a certain period of time in which the body places it there. Again, this is why essence must be cherished and carefully guarded. The same as when you eat food. Okay, nutrients are extracted from your food. So the vitamins and the minerals that traverse your body to nourish organs, give you the energy, the chi that you need for your body to function properly as a whole. is a form of essence. Okay? Which must be cherished and guarded again. It's not that simple to just say, I notice some people will run to the vitamin store and take some vitamins. And, I got my proper dosage of vitamin C today, vitamin D, and so forth. Nope. It doesn't really work like that. It's not that simple. If the human organism isn't akin to identifying and accepting it, it's just going to pass right through your body. Because you have to understand your digestive system is just one long tube from your mouth to your anus. The body determines what it's going to extract its nutrients from. That's why nature created foods and liquids that your body as a human organism can recognize and extract what it needs from it for your survival. And that's considered your post-heaven essence, okay? And so what happens next is I have to ask that you try and remember all of this that I'm talking about in this episode for purposes of future episodes when I begin to discuss how diseases are diagnosed and treated, that pre-heaven essence come from the parents and post-heaven essence comes from the foods in which we eat. Now, I said there are 3 types of essences. The third type is kidney essence. Now, kidney essence is a very specific type of vital substance that plays a very, very, very important role when it comes to human physiology. You see, it's a form of essence that is derived from both your pre-heaven as well as your post-heaven essence. And it's stored in your kidneys and it circulates throughout the body. And it's your kidneys' chi that's responsible for circulating this essence throughout the body. So I'm hoping that's helping to clarify chi being able to take on many forms, but it's still one form of chi. Okay? You see, kidney essence determines a person's growth, their ability to reproduce, their overall development, their levels of sexual maturity, as well as how they age overall. Okay? As well as how they age overall. So you see, this is just like with the laws of nature with animals. They want to mate with the strongest, the more vibrant, the more superior. And in bringing their energies together, through nature, animals understand that they represent the pre-heaven essence to what they're about to create or give life to. And this is very important because it skips from number 1, pre-heaven essence, to number 3, kidney essence. Because a lot of what they've contributed before the birth of that offspring will reside in their kidneys in the form of kidney essence. And again, like I said, that essence will play a huge part in their growth, their ability to reproduce, their overall development, their levels of sexual maturity, as well as aging. Okay? And I need you guys to remember all of this, because as we go along in future episodes, I'm going to discuss particular diseases, particular disorders that'll have a lot to do with kidney essence deficiency, chi deficiency, and so forth. And then you'll begin to see how it all comes together. But the next vital substance that's, of course, extremely important is your blood. Okay? Now, blood to an acupuncturist is defined differently than how a physician would define. And this is why I'm going to start asking in future episodes that you sort of block your understanding of Western physiology for a moment while listening to Acupuncture is My Life episodes, so that you can clearly understand that when you're being diagnosed by an acupuncturist and they say things to you like you're experiencing spleen blood deficiency, liver blood deficiency, kidney yang deficiency, and so forth, you're not automatically just going back to assuming how it's done or how it's to be perceived from a Western physiological perspective. Okay? Also keep that in the back of your head. You see, when it comes to blood, right, to an acupuncturist, blood is seen as a dense material form of chi. Here we go again. So like I said, chi can, one, be immaterial or material, and can be different things under different circumstances. See, so I know how many of you may have been like thrown off in the beginning when I was saying this, but these are examples to help you understand. Because to an acupuncturist, blood cannot be separated from chi. Because if that ever happened, your existence or the existence of that individual who's experiencing this separation, it's done. It's over. Okay? Because chi is defined as energy, moves the blood throughout the blood vessels and nourishes chi. Blood nourishes chi to give it the energy to do so. So think about that for a second. You'll think about, oh, okay, blood circulation, and you're going back to Western physiology, and I'm asking you to block that. There is some correlation, but it's a little different in how it works. You see, the heart pumps the blood into the blood vessels. It shoots it in there. What happens next? Now, the blood requires some form of energy to allow it to traverse throughout the body and return back to the heart. Okay? And that's your chi. So now, when this energy is separated from the blood stagnates. It can't move, it doesn't move. Okay? And now at the same time, chi as energy needs to be nourished so that it can continue to perform its functions. And blood, to an acupuncturist, is what nourishes chi. Chi moves the blood, and the blood nourishes the chi so that it can do so. Okay? And we're going to get into discussions in the future on disorders and diseases that come from chi and blood stasis or chi stagnation and so forth and so on. But I have to cover the basics first. Now, the next vital substance are body fluids. Super important. You see, body fluids are the fluids of the body that circulate between, let's say, the skin and the muscles, and it comes out of the body in the form of sweat. Sweat is what cools you off when you're too hot. But these fluids also keep the skin moist, your muscle tissue moist, so that it can perform the functions that it needs to do. Body fluids moisten the joints, your spine, brain, bone marrow, as well as it lubricates your sensory organs such as your ears, your nose, your eyes, and your mouth. Okay, so this is super important. And you need body fluids in your stomach to help with the process of proper digestion and extraction of nutrients. And when I get into episodes on abdominal acupuncture, I'll get deeper into that. Okay? Because body fluid deficiency plays into a myriad of autoimmune disorders, chronic illnesses, blindness, loss of hearing, sight, taste. Body fluids are very important to the human organism. It's not, I drank a can of soda, which is horrible, or even just had glasses of water, so I've replaced my body fluids. No, you haven't. Body fluids take time to produce. So let's take, for instance, when you become dehydrated, and let's say you continue drinking alcohol or caffeinated teas or coffee, and you're still urinating, your body's releasing body fluids, which takes time to replenish. Because you have to keep in mind, when you drink water, you haven't replaced the body fluids. I mean, you also need water to keep your system clean, so your kidneys are using that to flush you out. But again, we will get deeper into that and the types of disorders that prevail from body fluid deficiency, and how abdominal acupuncture, Eastern nutrition, moxibustion therapy can help replenish, restore body fluids. Now, the last vital substance is the mind. Now, this is a huge discussion for the future. There's a lot that goes with the mind being a vital substance. And I will do extensive episodes, more than one, discussing the mind. The mind's relationship with the heart, Shen, and different disorders that come with the mind being adversely affected. And it's not just mental. How it affects the meridian pathways. And impugning a grave disservice on your internal organs. This is why it's important to lock yourself into the Acupuncture is My Life show. Because hopefully, by the time I'm several months in, you will have such a thorough understanding of how the body as a whole, form of chi, functions for your existence. This is why you should make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?